Okay. It's something we cannot play the Dallas Cowboys without something just going on. Now let's say that was first out the door. Yeah, the refs were bad today. Refs were all over the place today. It seemed like, especially open up the game. This face masking call. I'm there. I'm like, yo, can we at least get a different view of that? Like, and then they show us, and it's trash. It's like total nonsense, total tomfoolery from the referees right out the box. Don't even know. But I'm going to say right now, man, that that's going to be taken to wherever direction it's going to be taken in. But we just kind of move on from that to the game. That wasn't the one call that kept us from ever moving the ball again. So I'm saying that. Um, Players up and down. I think I'm just gonna say right now, I think one of the better players that played tonight, man, was probably Cordell Flott in the secondary, man. Cordell Flott played a real good game. Sure, he might have got beat on something maybe when your secondary cornerback play. You probably understand that the guy's gonna get beat sometime. I think Cordell Flott played a good game. I think Banks played a good half too. In that first half, covering CD Lamb, man, it's a tough cover, and he was tight on the coverage for a few of them, man, right on it, dude, and CD's is a big guy, man. Strong receiver, and he's been working on it. He's already known as a yak guy, after contact type thing. But it was good play on a lot of the first half of the secondary, and maybe kind of faded off at the second half. But still, no, not really. You know, because they only had so many points, and we were just kicking field goals in the reverse order. The Washington game, it's amazing, man. Like it's gonna be so weird to hear this team get talked about this week because players played all right for the most part. Well, for some of the part, a good portion of the part, and then area was not great. Like the receivers today, man, Wandell and Neighbors went out late in the game. Players getting hurt, but he's got concussion. Looks like he's a young guy, but want to protect him and everything. So we just see how the news goes through there. He's a strong, tough receiver. You know, who knows what's going to be there. Um, Slayton had some targets today, man. A couple of hits, a couple of misses. Wandell, he was the best next receiver in there as far as the target share and the receptions. He had 10 receptions, I think, and probably at least 14, 15 targets in that. Um, yeah, a couple of drops, key drops, maybe, but key misses too, man. Because even Daniel had another good showing for Daniel's play and stuff like that. It's to open up the season at least, from where he's opened up the season to where he's been into week four. It's been, better solid foundation of those areas he was establishing before. But when it came down to the deep shots, it was just not good today. And it's been a problem. But just, isolating more on it and seeing more of it. There's a couple of shots and Slayton, the ball came down late and there was a flag on that offsides, which another good thing from Daniel here was power count today. It's better for him. Little command of the offense that you like to see with the offensive line and playing against the defensive front, getting them out of sync and getting them out of phase with the receivers and getting them off the jump, just going up there and hiking the ball, which can cause a lot of sacks coming if you're not changing up your count like that. Um, but he just wasn't hitting on those, man. He was missing a couple of those, even on the shorter stuff. He started out. There's a zip route, a Z route to out on the right side for Malik Neighbors, and the ball should have been delivered to his outside shoulder on the sideline. He just was inside with it, and Neighbors had to come back, and it stopped all his momentum. Would have had to reverse the other way, inside shoulder. But just little stuff like that was kind of off for Daniel, but not so much. He kind of locked in on that a little bit towards the later game. He had a real, good game. For the most part, I think. Especially with some strong throws when on a play action play in the middle of the field, maybe 15-ish yards, close to 20-ish maybe yards up the field. He's hit neighbors a couple times, real solid, and some traffic in there. That's when he steps into the throws, it was pretty good. It's just when the deep throwing, it's just not getting there with quite the accuracy. The velocity and the arc can be, a variation of things for different quarterbacks, but it's just the accuracy is not it's not hitting right there, and it's kind of dying off a little bit. And it's short arming. No, I won't say short arming. It's just dying off a little bit. Um, right hand and left side. Neighbors 1-2. That's just a little explanation of the game. Um, and the play calling I felt was okay for the most part, man. At third downs, choices to go for it on a fourth down, yardage situations, sure. We could talk about that too, but the run game, have to talk about that. I just have to. The run game is not great right now at all, man. This is a fear I had or a worry I had when we were coming into the season, when we were letting, certain talents and players on the roster, we so willing to let them go, man, that we have the idea of building on the team and making sure we have to make the sacrifices to the salary caps or whatever else to try to build a team, but we're not that type of team right now. We can just kind of let talent so much go like that. And that's just speaking in general. But tonight it just really kind of showed up in the run game where, we just it's a good running back room, but the running back room right now has to kind of get a little better in some departments, especially with the turnovers and fumbling worries. Because all of them, man, have been dropping balls and fumbling. Like, they almost got more fumbles. Each one of them almost have more fumbles in just these 3 games, man. These 4 games, and Saquon had his whole time here, bro. That's wild. But it is what it is, man. But the team itself right now, who's here, is what's most important for us, the Giants team and the fandom. It's got to get better there in the run department, and I guess the play calling along with that, and setting it up and the timing to do that. But at the same time, we're trying to promote more, from DJ here as far as the pass game, and supporting both is kind of difficult when they're not all, when they get the opportunities really taking hold of them. But it's been better from the pass game, at least the short route thing, the ends and the short slants. Daniel's been hitting on those hook routes, outs, short outs, and stuff like that, 10 yards. He's been hitting on those, but it's still, I mean, it's, getting slightly better, especially with Malik Neighbors out there. It's like no choice but to get it better because he's leaving his defensive player so far behind with the separation that when he's getting the ball, you got space, and that's his talent that he is. Unfortunate that he got hurt at the end of the game, man, trying to make a real tough, spectacular catch. His toes were in and everything, and he just get the ball, got up under him, and he couldn't. It was his arms were down here, and he took a kind of a head plant there and got shook up. Um, Other than that, man, I think the defense was okay. Like I said, Cordell Flott played well. I think in the secondary, um, everybody else is relatively okay. Kavion had a good game too. Got a couple sacks, a sack or so. Free too, beating his man. Actually, Kavion had a real good game or a real nice game. Um, Using better use of his hands and getting around tackle and outside move. He switched to an inside move, hand movement, a little strength and power. Pushed through that and got to the quarterback. Nice, man. Pressure and everything like that. Solos too. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, linebacker was solid. You know what I'm saying? Michael McFadden is being rated by like PFF and stuff. It's pretty high rated. We understand. At least I've been a fan of his for a while when he came in, and we've seen his development, and it's nice to see him starting to flourish there more. That's the good stuff, right? It, other than that, man, I don't know what to say about this game. This is 13 games ago, okay? 13 games ago. And we just and trying to enjoy the parts of the season that we can. If you come here, check it out sometimes. That's the vibe I try to maintain, even though it's got a certain uh just a certain thing to it, certain flavor, certain context to it sometimes. So I'm sure it's a tough loss for everybody. Nobody's gonna feel great talking about it like that. If they're sitting there talking about it like, oh man, but Daniel, then they ain't really thinking about the team and the thing like that. I'm just gonna say that now, man. I don't want to hear blames for the run game like that, even though the run game is not up to snuff and what it needs to be doing. I don't want to hear about drops like that, even though drops were a thing in this game. And even Daniel missing like that, we understand his game. So we just have to accept those parts of the game and hope that it can get better. The play calling, the third, fourth down situations, open discussions for that. I'm sure, it's open discussion on all of this. It's just that I am not like, I've already kind of, I didn't have us down as a win. Close game though. A much close game, probably one of the better, closer games that we played against the Cowboys in a very long time. Even though it's going on 13 some odd seasons since we have beat them. I mean, I got think about the kids are growing up, man. Almost driving last time the the Giants beat the Cowboys. That's crazy. Wow, man. Yeah, this is blue as it gets, man. Like it or hate it. You're thanks for stopping by and welcome here, welcome back. Like, subscribe, and all that great stuff that I only say every once in a while. But please do be appreciated. So yeah, you got some comments, man. Please go and leave that too. I'm sure you got feeling some type of way, up or down about it. Yeah. We kind of understand the season's going through here and what's that about. Um, it's bad business, man. The ref was so bad. The play was so there and not because it was good, the parts, but you can feel how it's being managed in certain ways. Um, from the coaching and the quarterback play. On the next one, man, I got a long break. Guys get healthy, man, like neighbors, anybody else that's got, is banged up, bruised up, sore stuff. All right, y'all. Peace.